So good morning. Now I am going to discuss the next concept in integers, that is the addition, subtraction of integers. We are going to see the fundamental operations on the integers. So initially I am going to start with the addition and subtraction of integers. This is a very basic concept on integers. Let us start doing this. The addition and subtraction of integers is possible for any kind of integers. So the addition and subtraction among them, first let me go with the addition of integers. Let me take some example. Say I want to add say minus 3 and say plus 4. To add two integers we need to follow simple rules. The rule is if both the numbers, what we get, both the numbers, if they are positive, we need to follow a certain rule. If both the numbers are going to be negative, we need to follow a certain rule. If one among them is positive and another one is negative, we need to follow a certain rule. So here we are going to discuss about three different rules to add two given integers. Let us go with the two positive integers. Let us add two positive integers. This is going to be the first rule to add two integers. Whenever the two integers having the same positive sign, then the sum of those two integers is nothing but the sum of the numerical values of both the addends. The numerical value of both the addends are 3 and 4. So 3 plus 4 is going to be equal to 7. And the sum of those two positive integers is always positive. So it's going to give you a plus. So the sum of the two positive numbers or positive integers plus 3 and plus 4 is going to be give you plus 7. So the first rule what we have learned here is whenever the two numbers are given positive and when we want to add those two positive numbers, just add the numerical values of those two numbers and just put the positive sign. That is, sum of the two positive numbers is always positive. And the next rule is whenever we are going to add two negative integers, then what's going to happen? The sum of the two negative integers is always negative. So the result is going to be negative number, and that is obtained by just adding the numerical values of the two integers. The numerical value of these two integers is going to be 3 and 4. The sum of those two numerical values is going to be 7. As the sum of the two negative integers must be negative, so the sum is going to be minus 7. So this is going to be the rule number 2. The coming for the third case, that is if one number is positive, one number is negative, then what we must do? So in the case of one positive number and one negative number, what we do is we need to take the difference of the two numerical values of both the numbers or both the integers. The differences between the two numerical values of the both numbers is 4 here and 3 here. The difference is going to be 1, and put the sign of the number having the greater magnitude. As already we have seen, among the two given numbers plus 4 and minus 3, the greater number is going to be plus 4. So the number should be assigned with a plus sign. So the rule number 3 is very clear. The rule number 3 says that if one of the number is positive, one of the integers is negative, then we always take the difference of the two numerical values. The difference means the higher number minus lower number. So the difference in the two numbers 4 and 3 is going to be 1, and always put the sign what the greater number has. The greater number has got a plus sign, so the answer is going to be plus 1. So we have got the three basic rules, the rule number 1, rule number 2 and rule number 3. Now let us see the representation of these rules on the number line. So now the previous example what I have taken is going to be minus 3 plus minus 4, and the next one is going to be plus 3 and plus 4, and the third one is going to be minus 3 plus 4. Now let us see the results once again. So if we are adding two negative numbers, what we do is just add the numbers, add the numerical values of it, and assign the sign which is going to be negative. And here when two numbers are positive, add the numbers, add the numerical values and assign the sign what bigger number has or plus sign. Same way, whenever the number is going to be opposite sign, take the difference of the numericals. 4 and 3 difference is going to be 1, and the sign for the bigger number is going to be plus. So these three rules, what we do is we simplify it. So instead of remembering the rules, just what we do is just remember the tips. Whenever the signs are going to be same, whenever the signs of the numbers are going to be same, just add the numbers. So in case here we have got both the numbers have got the same sign. Whenever the two numbers have got the same sign, add the numerical values and put the sign always what the greater number has, the bigger number numerical value has. The bigger numerical value is 4, the minus sign minus sign. In the same way here also both the numbers have got the same sign, so add the numbers. The sum of the numerical values is going to be 7 and the greater number has got a plus sign, so put a plus sign. And same way here, coming for the numbers, here the numbers are going to be having the opposite sign. In this case we are going to take the difference of the numbers, the difference of the numbers is going to be 1 and put the sign what the greater number has. The greater number has got a plus sign, so put a plus sign. And let us see now the same rules on the number line. Coming for the rule number 1, let us say about if in case both the numbers have got the same sign, how to indicate or represent them on the number line. Let me take the number line and mark the number 0, and we know that the numbers on the number line is going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. On same way on the left side we will have the negative numbers. -5, -6 and -7. Now let me just go through the concept rule number 1 under the number line. Now here whenever we want to add the two positive numbers or two positive integers, so what we do is we always begin with our number 0 and always we need to consider the right side direction as a positive direction and the left side direction is always treated as a negative direction. This is a very important point. Now let us start beginning with, here I have to go with plus 3. So initially starting from 0, count 3 units to the right side, as because it's going to be plus 3 we need to move the arrow in the right side direction because the right side direction is going to be a positive direction. So plus 3 indicates we need to move to 3 units to the right side. So it's a 1 unit and 2 units and 3 units. So this is going to indicate you positive 3. And next we are going to add plus 4. That means still we are going to move to the right side to 4 more units. So from here again still you are going to move to 4 more units. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So altogether we are going to stop at 7. So finally you can say that plus 3 plus 4 is going to be equal to plus 7. The same way, in case if you want to say show the second rule on the number line, let us consider this. Let's consider the number line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6 and minus 7. Now let us represent this on the number line. Now coming for the first number on this, the first number is going to be minus 3. The minus sign indicates that the number to be taken to the left side or the negative direction. So initially starting from 0, move towards the left. Why we are going to move to the left? Because the number or the sign assigned to 3 is going to be minus, so we need to always move towards the negative direction in the case that the number is going to be negative. As the number is negative, that to 3 is a number, so move to 3 units to the left, 1, 2 and 3. So we do stop at 3, minus 3. So it's going to be minus 3. Now we need to add 4 to it or plus 4. So now plus sign indicates that we need to move to right side from the number where we stop. So from this number we are going to start to right side to plus 4 units or 4 units. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we do stop at 1. So the value is going to be equal to plus 1. So this is what the simple rule for rule 1 and rule 2. The case of rule 3. Now in this case, if you want to represent that on the number line, let us see about how to represent that on number line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Same way, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6 and minus 7. Now let us start applying this third rule on the number line. Now initially, as I told you before, see the first number. The first number contains a minus sign. That means we need to move to the left side to 3 units, as the minus sign indicates a negative direction. So starting from 0, so which side we have to move? We need to move to the left side because the number indicates a minus sign. That means we need to move to the left side of 0. So how many units? 3 units. So 1, 2 and 3. So it stops at minus 3. Now we need to add minus 4 to it. That means the number still contains a negative sign. That means from this position we need to move to right or left up. So we have to move to left as because the number contains a negative sign. So from here again we need to move to left for 4 units. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we stop at minus 7. So the sum of minus 3 and minus 4 is going to be equal to minus 7. So this is the way how we add the two given integers by the rules or by the using the number line. And now we are going to see the subtraction of two integers. The subtraction of two integers is similar to the addition of two integers. Here, in case, let me take some example. If you want to subtract plus 3 and say minus 4. So if I want to take the subtraction or difference of the two numbers plus 3 and minus 4, this can be turned as an addition. How? How means like this can be written as plus 3 plus this minus sign can be assigned to 4. That means it can be written as minus 4. So the difference of two integers can be transformed into sum of the two integers. So be careful when you are taking the minus sign to the number inside. So in case if you have got the difference of two numbers, say minus 2 and minus 3. In this case we need to consider it carefully. So in case we have got this, how to convert this into addition of integers? Convert this into addition of integers. So let the minus 2 be there and this minus sign we need to assign to the number inside the integer. So here comes plus and this minus of minus turns as a positive or plus integer or positive integer. So in this way we have the difference of two integers. So let us confirm or let us translate it into the addition of integers and we follow the previous process what we have done for the addition of integers. And let us use the previous rules what we have learned. The previous rule says that whenever the signs are opposite, take the difference of the numericals. The difference of the numericals 4 and 3 is going to be 1 and having the greatest numerical value is 4, the sign for it is minus, so we put minus sign for it. And same way coming for this one. So here obviously the numbers are having the opposite signs, so in that case we take the difference of the numericals. So be careful whenever I say the word numerical. Numerical means only the number without the sign. So the difference of the numericals 3 and 2 is going to be 1 and the greater number, that is 3 and 2, just numerical value 3 and 2, in that the greater number is 3, the sign for it is plus, so answer is going to be plus. So finally coming for the addition and subtraction of integers, the simple rules what we need to follow is whenever both the integers are positive or when both the integers are having the same sign, you add the numericals and put the sign what the greater numerical value has. And if the two numbers are having the opposite signs, in that case take the difference of the numbers and there also you put the sign what the greater numerical number has. So that's it, completes this video. So welcome back. Last concept we have seen addition and subtraction of integers. Now let us do some examples based upon the addition and subtraction of integers. Let us go through some examples. First for the addition of integers. Simplify. So let us see about how to simplify the given expression. So here it has given you the addition. So some expressions may involve the addition of the integers, some may involve subtraction of integers. So whatever it might be. So what we do is the simple rules we apply and get the result. This is the first question. Our second question, let's take some example based upon difference of the numbers. Say minus 12 minus plus 5. Let's go for the third example where we take plus 13 plus minus 16. So let us apply the rules what we have learned in the past and let's simplify these problems. Coming for the first sum or solution. I was telling you the same, I was telling you that whenever you want to simplify or whenever you want to add the integers, the first thing I told you is to identify the numbers or integers having the same sign. If you have got two integers, it's very simple, but here the expression contains more than two integers. Whatever it might be the problem, in case if the expression contains more than two integers also is not a problem, what we do is simply first add all the integers having the same signs. So observe carefully, in this expression these two integers are having the same signs which are minus. So and the third one is going to have a positive sign. So finally what I want to tell you is add the integers having the same signs. Keeping this third number having the opposite sign, keep it aside. Add the integers having the same signs. When I add the integers having the same signs, the rule says that whenever the numbers are having integers having the same signs, you add the integers or add the numerical values and put the sign what the greater number has. Greater number in the sense greater numerical value has. So when I add the numbers, so what I get is when I add the numerical values, I get 10 and 5, I get 15, and the greater numerical values having the sign minus, so put a minus sign. So here I have added these two integers. Now the remaining number is going to be plus 4. So now if you observe carefully, the numbers are having the opposite signs. So let's you can write it as minus 15 and plus 4. And if you observe carefully, the integers having the opposite signs. Whenever the integers are having the opposite signs, what we must do? What we must do is, we need to take the difference of the numbers or difference of the numericals. So whenever I remind you again, if I ask you to take the difference of numericals, don't take the signs. So I am asking you to take the numerical 15 and 4. As because the signs are opposite, take the difference of the numericals. The difference of the numericals 15 and 4 is 11. And how to write the sign? The sign, we can just place the sign what the greater numerical has. The greater numerical among 15 and 4 is 15 and the sign for it is minus, so the answer is going to be minus 11. So this rule is simple. Whenever the signs are same, either negative or positive, you add the integers. If the signs are opposite, you take the difference of the numericals and always place a sign what the greater numerical has. That completes our problem. Now let's apply the same rules for the second example. Now here if you observe carefully, it is a difference of the two numbers. It's not the addition, it's a difference. So to make it a difference, what I said you is you have to convert or transform this into addition. So how to convert this into addition? So what I do is I'll write minus 12 as it is and I want to take a plus sign. We will have to convert it into addition. So I'll multiply this minus sign to the number inside. So minus and the plus is going to give you a minus sign. So it's minus 5. Now I have transformed this difference of integers to the addition of integers. Now we need to use the basic rules what we have learned earlier. Now observe carefully, these two integers are having the same signs. So whenever the integers are having the same signs, what we must do? What we must do is add the numericals. First add the numericals. The sum of these numericals 12 and 5 is 17. And now what about the sign? The sign, whatever the greater numerical has, the same sign should go for the answer. The greater numerical among them is 12. The sign for it is minus, so the answer is going to be minus 17. And coming for the third one, this is going to be addition of two integers. So obviously check carefully. If it's addition, this is not a problem. If it is not addition, transform that into addition first, then proceed with the rules. Here is already addition of two integers. So what I do is I'll check the integers. These integers, do they have the same signs or opposite signs? Here we observe that these two numericals are having integers are having the opposite signs. So once again reminding, whenever the integers are having the opposite signs, always take the difference of the numericals. The difference of the numericals 16 and 13 is 3. And what about the sign? The sign, always you need to place a sign which is greater numerical is having. The greater numerical is 16. Among 16 and 13, the greater numerical is 16. The sign for it is minus, so answer is going to be minus 3. So these are the simple examples for the addition and subtraction of the numericals based upon the rules what we have learned. And let us go some example to find the values of the addition and subtraction of integers based upon the number line. So the last example, we have added the numbers, added the integers and subtracted the integers based upon the rules. But now let us evaluate or add or subtract the integers based upon the number line or using the number line. So the question comes here, evaluate the following using a number line. The first one, plus 6 plus minus 2. Second one, minus 4 plus minus 3. Third one, say plus 2 and plus 3. Now here whenever they are asking you to use a number line to evaluate the addition and subtraction of the integers, we need to compulsorily go with the number line. And actually we can use the basic rules to get the addition and subtraction of the integers, but because they are insisting us to use a number line, let us use the number line and start evaluating these three examples. The first one is going to be, he is asking you to evaluate plus 6 and plus minus 2. So whenever you are going to evaluate, first check yourself whether we are going to add or subtract. Here anyhow it's going to be addition. Whenever it's going to be subtraction, as I told you, we need to convert that or translate that into addition, then you are supposed to proceed with the problem. Here already it's going to be addition of the numbers, so it's not a problem. So what we do is, first draw a number line. So mark 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 and minus 6. And once again reminding you that towards the right we treat that direction as a positive direction, towards the left we treat it as a negative direction. So whenever you want to evaluate such kind of problem, so take the integer which is given first. The integer given in the first or in the beginning is plus 6. The plus sign indicates that it's going to be the positive direction. So here we need to move to 6 units to the positive direction. So starting from 0, I move to 6 units to the positive direction, that means to the right side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here I stop. Now I need to add minus 2 to that, that is minus 2. The minus sign indicates that we need to move in the negative direction, that means to the left side from where we stopped. So we need to move to how many units to the left side? 2 units to the left side. So from this position again, get back to 2 units to the left side. So 1 and 2. Here we stop. So this number is going to be plus 4. So the answer for this is going to be plus 4. So this is the example to evaluate the sum of two integers using the number line. And let's go for the second example. The second example is The second example is minus 4 plus minus 3. You need to evaluate minus 4 with minus 3 plus minus 3. For this, let me just draw a number line and let's mark the numbers on it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6 and minus 7. Let us start doing this. Now we have drawn a number line. Now let's go for the first number. The first number given here is minus 4. So the sign for it is minus. That means we need to move to the left side from 0 to how many units? We have got minus 4 units to the negative direction. So from 0 we move to left side or left to the negative direction for 4 units. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here we stop. And now from here we need to add minus 3 to it. As we are going to add minus 3, that means again we need to still move to the negative direction from the position where we are stopped. So here still the minus sign indicates that we need to still move to the negative direction. So I will move to the negative direction, but how many units? 3 units. So from here I am going to move to left side or to the negative direction still for 3 units. So 1, 2 and 3. Here is stop. So the answer is going to be minus 7. So the result of this is going to be minus 7. So this is what we have done using the number line. And coming for the third example. The third example is plus 2 plus 3. So for this again we are going to use the number line. So let us take the third example, that is going to be plus 2 plus 3. So before you start, I said you to check yourself whether it's going to be addition or subtraction. It's addition, so it's not a problem. Now I'll draw the number line with the numbers over it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. Now I'll go with the first number. The first number here is plus 2. Here the sign is positive. That means we need to start from 0 to the positive direction. That means to the right side. To how many units? For 2 units, because we got plus 2. So I'll move to the right side to 2 units, 1 and 2. Here we stop. And now still we need to move to the right side, because again still we need to have plus 3. Here the plus sign indicates again still we need to move to the positive direction. If in case we have got a minus 3, we need to move to the left side, but here we have a positive direct sign. That means we need to still move to the right side. But how many units? For 3 units. So I'll move to the right side, 1, 2 and 3. Here I stop. The answer is going to be equals to plus 5. So here we have added the integers by using the number line. So now because we have added the numbers and subtracted the numbers by using the rules as well as the number lines, so we can choose or we can opt for any method. In case if it has not given for asked for any method, you can apply the rules method or you can apply the number line method. Now let us see some verbal problems based upon the addition and subtraction of the integers. So one has to be perfect with the rules and also with the number line. Of course the rules will be easiest way to get the sum of the integers or difference of the integers. Let's go with the verbal problems. Let's go for some example question. So I'll take the question number 2. Question number 3. So I'll take the sum of 2 integers. The sum of 2 integers is minus 34. If one of them is 55, find the other integer. So here there is a verbal problem based upon the concept what we have learned earlier. So here he has given you that sum of the 2 integers is minus 34 and one of the numbers is 55, that is plus 55. He is asking us to find the other integer. Let us assume that the other integer required be x. let the other integer be x. If the required integer is x, then obviously he has given you that sum of the integers is going to be minus 34. Given sum of the integers is minus 34. That means the result of 55 and the second number x, the sum is going to be equals to minus 34. Now we are supposed to find the value of x. To find the value of x, what we do is, let us transpose the plus 55 to the right side, or you subtract 55 on both the sides. So I'll take plus 55 here, plus x, and minus 34 to the right side. Now what I do is, to get the x value, I need to cancel this term. To cancel this term, what I do is, I'll add minus 55 on both the sides, as because both the numbers are having same numerical values with opposite signs. Hence the result of this is going to be 0. In this case, you get the value as x. X is equals to the sum of these two integers. As per the rule, I said you that whenever the integers are having the same signs, so you have to add the integers or add the numerical values. The sum of the numerical values of these two integers is going to be 89, and the greater numerical value is having a minus sign, so you get a minus sign. So therefore the required integer is minus 89. So here we have seen a verbal problem based upon the concept of addition and subtraction of integers. That's it for the video. Thank you.